Happy Saturday! Like the title says, it's been a minute. Like, woo! So much has happened. Well, I mean, you guys all know everything that's been going on. That's been awesome. The Wally's World Oracle funded on Kickstarter. So now I'm just waiting for Kickstarter to drop the funds in my account. It takes a couple weeks and maybe some change for them to just make sure that there's no fraudulent activity and that everything's copacetic. And then yeah, and then once that happens, I get to contact the printing people. We're just gonna like double check, make sure everything's cool. And yeah, we're gonna start printing those decks. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to have like the version that I have been dreaming of like in my hands. So I am so excited. All right, I'm just gonna back up. Oh, I do want to tell you guys that I got a new, well, I mean, it's a tablecloth, but and it was like for weddings or something, but I thought it would be cool for the altar as I got this like thing to put on the altar. I don't know, I was feeling like all the sparkles. And just after Wally's World funded, and all the whew, we're getting towards the end of the year and everything, so I just have been wanting a little bit more like self-love. So I have like if I lift my camera up, you can see I got like my pink candle going, and I got a little other little pink candle. I just decided I just need a little bit softer energy going on right now, because I've been working with some fire, and now it's time for just some of that I guess, well, I'm an air sign, so I need some of that air energy, just kind of just gentle breeze blowing through. Anywho, so I have a few things to share with you guys today. I don't know, are you guys getting all the full moon feels right now? I kind of have, I guess. And I have some tea that is steeping right now, but it's scalding hot, so we're not going to mug. It's cranberry green tea. Yes, tea. um, but yeah, so things have been really good. Oh, the Lokester is here. Hello, Loki. Lokester wants to say hello. Hello. All right, all right, all right. Actually, the Lokester wants to go like get into my stuff. But anywho, I wanted to show you guys a gift that I got in the mail. Well, I picked it up in my P.O. box this past week. Sorry, I got Loki fur like all over my mouth now. But I went to my P.O. box this past week, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that there was like a surprise gift in there. I wasn't really expecting anything. And it's from one of my homies that watches me here on YouTube, and she just wanted to send a little like thank you. So she got me this, and I'll have to kind of cover my last name, but she had it engraved with my first and my last name, and I thought that was just so cute. It's this little wooden box, and I was like, oh, that's like the sweetest gift. But it's not like just the box, like and it says Botswana agate, stone for healing, hope, and strength. I thought that was so cute. So she gave me a lot of Botswana agate. Ooh. Let's not lose the Botswana agate. So yeah, lots of really cool little pieces. I only have one piece of Botswana agate, so I was pretty stoked. I can't wait to maybe use this in like a crystal grid, since that's what I do over on my Patreon page. Once a month I do a little like crystal grid, so these are going to be really cute for that. So thank you, Yasmina, if you're watching or whenever you watch. Thank you so much for your gift. It's been chilling on my altar, so yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. That was really sweet, and it came with a little card too. It had like a raven on it, and a rabbit, and like a little rat. And I when the time comes, I will put that on my altar too, because I like to put them like, like smaller like postcard pieces of art. I like to put them in like my little plastic picture frames, and I just like to put it on my altar. So I think maybe around my birthday, which is next month in June, I will put that on my altar. So yes, so that is cute. I'm gonna put this back up there for safekeeping. There we go. All right, so let's see what else. What and Sherry Bug. Yes, I am the deck creator. I'm super excited. um, so yeah, I was just showing off my little box that I got in the mail. That it was a surprise gift from, one of my homies that, I have connected with here on YouTube, and she had it engraved with my first and last name. She put a bunch of little pieces of Botswana agate in it, and I just thought it was so so nice. And so yeah, since you know everything's kind of, well, I guess it's not winding down with Kickstarter. That one part of Kickstarter is now over, so I'm kind of altar cloth and like lots of pinks and lots of rose quartz and lots of for me aquamarine, which I have in my pocket, just to kind of calm me down, because now it's just the waiting game. Hey Max, for funds to drop in the account, and then to get started on the printing process. So I'm just, it's, yeah, it just feels really good. And then there's, a couple of things that, are coming up in June. I mean, besides my birthday. But, we have the 24-hour Tarot-thon with Simon of the Hermit's Cave coming up. That's the second. Well, it's the first and the second, but I'm on the second. Well, technically, it would be the third at 2 a.m. British Standard Time. But I'm, like 9 hours behind, so that's like gonna be like 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the second. I'll I'll update you guys on that, as we get a little bit closer. And then I'm going to be doing something with Wasima from Wasi Magic. She's going to have a little kind of oracle card series. It's a 3 or 4 week workshop. I know that I'm going to be week 3, and I'm going to be working with oracle cards and connecting to mythical creatures, unicorns, and fairies. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and that's going to be mid to late June. So I got to start making my lesson plans for that. So I'm super excited. And then actually after this live chat, I have to get in contact with my peeps over at the opera, because I have to give them my headshot and my bio and all that stuff, because in August I'm going to start rehearsals. So yeah, it's there's a lot going on, and then the school year is winding down, and the your peeps cool, yay! So yeah, let's see, my seniors have just finished their persuasive exit task presentations, and then this coming week they're going to be prepping for their final exit task, which is going to be the week after. Yep, trying to figure out why my screen looks funny. Sherry Bug, that's because there's a funny person on the screen. So, so yeah, so they're going to be, their final exam is group debates, and that's when we have other grade levels come in and sit in and watch them, administrators, parents if they want to. That's when they dress formal, and they're in their suits and ties, and the girls are in suits and, or formal office attire. Sometimes they bring in briefcases because they want to look like super official, which I think is so cute. And tonight is prom for the kids, at the high school that I work at. So they've been totally like space cadet-y this past week, which isn't good because they had like really important presentations to do, but whatever, they're teenagers. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and so some of the boys have decided they're going to get like extended rentals on their tuxedos, and they're just gonna wear that to their presentation because they're like, we don't own a suit. Could I just wear my tux? I'm like, I guess. Every time I think of somebody wearing a tux to like something like maybe a debate or an interview, I think of Step Brothers. You know, have you guys seen that movie? Or you wear a tuxedo shirt. It says that I'm serious, but I'm also here to party, you know? So yeah. And the persuasive presentations. Oh, Sherry Bug said, Goofy, my chat used to be the vid on the left and the chat on the right, but now the vid is right in the middle and the chat is below, so I can't see both at once. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's kind of goofy. Maybe it's the full moon. um, let's see. But their persuasive presentations are supposed to be controversial. So they had to pick something that was currently in the news. So not something that's been argued for a long time, like marijuana, abortion, you know, gun control, all that stuff. Stuff that's a continual topic, but something that has recently happened. Well, I made the one caveat that since there was something about abortion that has recently come up in the news, they could talk about that. But I told them to maybe pick a side that isn't really your side or your point of view. And the purpose of the activity was to get them to focus on their argument, focus on evidence, focus on ethos, you know, building their credibility, focusing on pathos and logos, and basically building the skills to be a good, you know, litigator or person who argues, you know, and building your argument instead of letting your emotions take over, which often happens. I tell them, you know, sometimes we see that a lot in social media, we see that a lot in the media, where pathos, which is our emotions, tend to take over. People are constantly appealing to our pathos over and over again, you know, and oftentimes we get filled with so many emotions, we don't see the actual argument and we don't see the ethos behind it. So the purpose of the activity for the students was to help them understand you know, credibility and not just take things because of how you feel about a certain topic. You can feel something about it, but then let's look at the facts. You know, let's look at where people are coming from, where they're getting their information, you know, and then you can make a decision, and, you know, hopefully that makes them into more responsible human beings, you know, as many of them are now 18 and able to vote. You know, I say, you know, don't just listen and feel what you know, your candidates or people are saying about certain things. You know, kind of take a step back. You know, where is this person's credibility coming from? Where do they have any bias? And everybody has biases, but, you know, do you feel that those biases conflict? You know, is a conflict of interest, you know, with the things that they're doing? So I really like the persuasive speeches. Let me tell you this, you know, I told them, I said, go, you know, I said, be respectful in your presentations. I said, but make sure that you do stuff that's controversial. I said, don't just do stuff that everybody in the class is going to be like, of course we agree, you know, on that. You know, you want stuff where there's going to be maybe some people really don't agree with you and some people that do. And I said, and that's a good thing, you know, because the more, you know, to have people who disagree helps people to see a broader range of perspectives. You know, it wouldn't be helpful if we all always agreed on the same thing, because oftentimes disagreement can create, you know, new possibilities and new things. You know, I mean, like arguments that are civil, you know, not arguments that turn into just bashing other people, or they turn into hateful, you know, hate speeches and things like that. So just kind of, you know, teaching kids about that. So they had some interesting topics. They were definitely controversial, and a lot of kids were like, whoa, you know, but I told them, I said, remember, I said, once you leave these protective walls of the high school, you're going to be out there. I mean, you're already, you know, bombarded by stuff by media and social media. I said, but you're going to be confronted with, you know, people who have some extreme points of view. What are you going to do about it? Are you just going to attack them because you don't like what they're saying? Or are you going to build an argument where you attack them with facts and proof and, you know, evidence and logic, you know, instead of just, you know, fighting with your emotions? You know, you gotta fight with other stuff too. Not physically fight, but, you know, verbal verbal disagreements. So yeah, so that was fun. Very interesting and fun. And so yeah, their final exam is going to be debate. So there was all that. So I've been working on, I've been like, whoo, off of Wally's World, doing that this whole week with, you know, my seniors. My freshmen are getting all kinds of goofy. They just finished Romeo and Juliet, you know, my one class of freshmen that I have. And they're so upset. They're like, dude, why couldn't Romeo just waited like 30 more seconds? He's stupid. Like, I'm like, okay, well, he didn't know that Juliet was just playing dead. Okay, he didn't know she had a sleeping potion. They're like, well, like if he was like, wow, it's kind of weird that you like still have color in your cheeks and your lips and you're supposed to be a dead person. They're like, wouldn't you find that a little suspicious? And I was like, the poor guy was depressed, you know? So yeah, all the kids were arguing about that's not fair. And then the priest, the friar, like he totally ditched Juliet. They're like, what a coward, dude. Like oh my gosh, the freshmen are so cool. So yeah, they have their Romeo and Juliet exam next week now that they finished the play, and they had fun acting out some of the scenes. And then they're going to be watching the fourth Harry Potter. Because now we're done with our unit and they'll be done with the Romeo and Juliet exam, and now we're just kind of prepping for the final, and the final is like everything, you know, that's been, you know, this semester. And so with Harry Potter 4, the fourth Harry Potter, we're going to be kind of focusing on their literary terms, you know, because that's a good chunk of their exam. So using that movie to kind of help them see instead of always just reading, you know, literary terms like, okay, what does that look like in action, you know? So that might be fun. It's just I think it's just going to take like 2.5 school days to do that. And there's some other stuff. But yeah, lots to look forward to, you know, once the school year ends and, you know, this summer. And I have like lots of stuff I'm going to be doing, you know, with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I just want to ask you guys, how is the full moon treating you guys? Because I have been doing a lot of reflection on everything that I've done, kind of, you know, as the seniors are, you know, going to prom tonight. I kind of have reflected on where was I, you know, and what's today's date, the 18th? Where was I May 18th, 1999, you know, my senior year? You know, so, you know, I've been just thinking about all that, and I was talking to my friend Steph out in Belgium, and she was like, you know, we don't have prom over here, so what was prom like for you? And I was like, well, she was like, I want to see your prom picture. So I actually had to dig through and find like the photo albums that I thought my prom picture might be in. I finally found it. It's like in this little tiny like wallet like pictures. So I don't know. I mean, like, since this is like Scorpio, and I know that's like death, rebirth, transformation, and I'm a Scorpio rising, so but I, you know, I've been reflecting, you know, on how much I have changed, you know, so that I look back on this girl that's like, some of these pictures I'm like 15, some I'm like 16, 17, 18, and it's like, you know, where was I? What, you know, what has changed? What has remained the same? I think it's good to, you know, look back now. Well, this July is going to be my 20-year high school reunion. Yay! The first one sucked. There was like 10 of us. We'll just pretend just like the whatever fourth Indiana Jones, that just never happened. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I'll show you guys some of these goofy pictures. Oh, it's just my brother. Well, I guess maybe I'll show you, okay, my senior year. I thought it would be a good idea to chop off all my hair because of how somebody looked in 90210, and I thought because it worked for her, it would probably work for me, not realizing that I have like a lot of hair, and if I don't keep it long, it gets really curly, and I get like poodle head. So, so this was my homecoming picture, my senior year. I just like randomly went with like a friend of a friend on the football team. And yeah, that took a lot of gel and a lot of hairspray to get my hair to settle. um, oh, hey, Steph. So just passing by. Uh, oh, wow. Sorry, whoops, your comment is like halfway off the screen. I don't know. It's kind of weird. There's been a lot of what's really love to, a lot of reflection to you, by the way. The guy messaged you on Messenger. No reason why. Interesting. Sorry, I don't know, like maybe that's what Sherrybug was saying about the comments, because now the comments look like they're like getting cut off, like right here. Like they're off to the side, which is where I always see them, but they're cut off. See. Let me skip to maybe something you guys might find interesting. I have an interesting story. Don't I always? Where's the prom pictures? Okay, there we go. I have 2 prom pictures because I had 2 dates. This was actually my date. This one turned out to be a date. So yeah, I told Steph the story already, but yeah, so back in 1999, meeting people online was not really a thing yet, because online had just started happening. Like playing around with the internet, surfing the internet started in 1998 ish, you know. And so everybody had like America Online, and they would send you these like CDs or whatever in the mail to get like free hours of America Online, you know. And then if you liked it, you could sign up. And so people were constantly jacking like people's America Online minutes from like other people's mailboxes so they could get like free America Online. And there was like the chat rooms, and the chat rooms were so like skeezy, because they were like unregulated, and you got like guys sending like whatever wiener photos, and you got, you know, people saying really dirty things, and people being like just, it was just like a creepy place to be. So my mom was like, don't go in those chat rooms. Um, and so, but I did anyway. And, you know, because I would like meet nice people, but then, you know, I don't know. It was just like, it was new, like being on the internet and being able to talk yet, but without having to make a phone call or you know, sending somebody like a written letter. Like you could just do email, and like things were instantly sent, and it was just like so fascinating to me. I was like, whoa, like we're so in the future. So I had met this guy, and he was originally from Peru, and he and his family had moved to Alaska, and now he was going to school at Arizona State. And he was like, we were talking for, I don't know, like a few months. And then I told him about my prom coming up, and he was like, do you need a date to prom? And I was like, well, because everybody tells you that people on the internet are like, you know, like all like serial killers. And, and I'm like, then I was like, this guy seems like pretty okay, but he was like 21, and I hadn't quite turned 18 yet. I didn't turn 18 till like after school got out, you know, in June. But I told him I was 18, and and so I was like, sure, you could take me to my prom. So I told him that he was a graduate of my high school, and that he used to be on the sports, you know, like on the track team with me or something. And so then my parents were like, oh, okay, so if the guy ran track with you, then that's okay. So yeah, so he showed up at my house, and that was like the first time I actually like met him. Was when he was like in his tux, and I was like, hi. It was like this awkward meeting of, oh, this is my prom date. You know, so it was interesting meeting like face to face. Um, totally like FYI now, people, you know, teenagers should not do what I did. That's totally irresponsible. Like just a little public service announcement there. He turned out to be a nice guy. Didn't try anything with me. I mean, like nothing happened, you know. I actually didn't even make out with him, you know, because we were just like friends, you know, because we were friends on the internet, the internets. We met him, and my friend who I ran track with, and I also played basketball with her. Her and her boyfriend met at my house because, you know, they were going to be going to prom together, and I was going to be carpooling with them. Um, and her date had been my friend since like 6th grade, so we were like all like good friends. except for the guy that like had just showed up because like we literally just met each other. But we had to play it off to my parents like, oh wow, yes, we've known each other for so long. So yeah, we you know, went to prom, had a good time. When I got there, this other guy showed up. This guy had showed up, and he was like, "You're my date." I was like, "When did I ever agree to be your date?" And he was like, "I'll pay for pictures." And I was like, "Free pictures, huh? Well, whew, I'll be your date in your pictures if you're buying." So I was like, okay. So I took 2 prom pictures. One my parents paid for, one this other dude paid for. And, you know, so I kind of like, just to be funny, I guess, you know, I had like a guy in each arm and I was like walking around like the dance floor. And, that's where my nickname for the rest of the school year came about, Heartbreak Hotel. Because that was the popular Whitney Houston song at the time. Sure, it looks like free pictures. I know, right? I was like, hey, free prom pictures. Like, heck yeah, I'll be your date. Like, as long as you don't try anything, you know? So, so yeah, I danced with my 2 dates. I got the nickname Heartbreak Hotel. One of my friends thought it would be, well, I went to the mall with my friends one day and we went to Claire's boutique, and there was a little like fake like silver ring that said pimp on it, and they were like, oh my god, you are the pimptress. Like, so I just, as like a fun gag, like I wore this like pimp ring like for the rest of my senior year, and every time people saw me they're like, what up, Heartbreak Hotel? Because that was, you know, the Whitney Houston song. This is the Heartbreak Hotel, this is the Heartbreak Hotel. I don't know if you guys remember that song, but it was like, you know, blasting everywhere in 2000. I mean, 99. Well, 99 and 2000. And I don't know, it was just like, it was crazy. And you know, everybody was talking about all the hearts I had broken my senior year, because I was like kind of like dating all these different people, like, and then I would be like, oh, I don't like you anymore, and oh, I kind of like this guy, I don't want to like you anymore. And so I was just like, everybody was saying I was breaking all these hearts, because I wasn't even dating guys in the senior class. I was dating like juniors and sophomores, and everybody was like, oh my god, she's like the cougar, she be playing like the younger boys. And I was like, well, how come it's okay for like a senior guy to date a sophomore girl or a junior girl, but it's not okay for a senior girl to date a junior boy or a sophomore boy? I was like, double standards, no, no, no. So I thought Elvis. Oh, also could have been Elvis. Yes. um, so yeah, that was that story. It was all quite interesting. By the way, I don't know if you guys can see, I had to dye my hair brown again, and I hadn't dyed my hair before. I mean, I used to use peroxide, and I would peroxide my front and I would peroxide my sideburns. And since, well, I mean, I'm part Asian, so I get what's called tea hair. So my hair turns tea colored. Like, you can't really bleach my hair. So I had this like tea colored hair like right here and here. And my mom, and since I had chopped all my hair off, you know, and my hair was growing back, but it was only like down to here. And I wanted to have a nice high ponytail. I couldn't have a ponytail if my hair was short. So my mom had actually saved my ponytail that we chopped off, which I chopped off like, I don't know, like that much hair or something, you know, because, you know, so, wow, my hair is so frizzy right now. And my mom had that turned into a hair extension, like literally my own hair turned into a hair extension. And Sunflower is here, hello! Just talking about, reminiscing about prom, just because my students are having their prom tonight. And Webloft, hello. So yeah, my mom had put my own hair back in my hair. And then we realized that my original hair color, which is, my hair is brown, didn't match the tea colored hair that I had been peroxiding myself. So my mom was like, I have to run to the store and go get some henna hair dye and like dye your hair brown again. And I didn't know anything about hair dye. So, and my mom didn't know how to dye my hair. So we did it. And then we didn't know if we were supposed to wash it out or not. I kid you not, I did not wash out the hair dye. I was wondering why my hair was like so greasy, so I was like combing it, and I'm so that's why my hair is like so shiny in my pictures, is because it had hair dye still in it. It was also the first time I got acrylic nails, and I kept walking around like this. I was like, ooh, acrylic-y. Oh my gosh, such a stupid 17-year-old. And then let's see, what else did we do? Oh, I wore my mom's prom dress. Okay. This prom dress, you can tell, is long. Okay, I'm 5'8". I was wearing platform heels with this. My mom is 5'3". I was like, Mom, how in the hell did you wear that prom dress on your prom? Because my mom went to the same high school I did, and I was like, I'm just like, my mom's like, well, it fit, okay? And I was like, were you wearing elevator shoes? Like your shoes would have to be like this tall. Like, how did you wear that prom dress? And my mom's like, okay, well, some people were a little curvier than you when they were in high school. And my mom's like, she says, just, it's not my fault you're built well. So yeah, I wore my mom's dress from 1978. It's white, and it had like a crochet circle in the middle, but time had aged it kind of like an off-white. That's as, you know, as white as we could get it, because it had yellowed, and then we got it to an off-white, and I figured, you know, that was actually kind of cool, you know, to have kind of like, I thought it made the crochet like stand out a lot more. So yeah, that's a pretty old dress, you know, that I wore. Now it would be, I mean, I think I gave it back to my mom, so I don't know, that dress is like 41 years old now or something like that. It's as old as my dude. So speaking of the dude, he is in Hawaii right now. Kind of business, kind of vacation. He's there. His best friend lives there, but his best friend does real estate. So, and my dude is like a window tinter, like he owns his own tint company. So he's like tinting the houses for his buddy over there, while kind of hanging out with his friend. And then my uncle, who recently got divorced, just moved there like a couple of weeks ago. And then my other good friend, she's there on business right now. Is like, everybody's in Hawaii except me, and they all met up. Like, he met up with my uncle over there, he met up with our friend, he's with RJ, like everybody in Hawaii except me. Like, and I have never even been to Hawaii. One day that is gonna be a thing. So yeah, that was my little prom story for you guys. You know, and I don't know, every year, you know, sometimes the seniors always want to see like what did their teachers look like in high school. So this basically is like from beginning to end my senior year. I just kind of like made it for myself, you know. It's class of 99. So I have like the first day of school and the last day of school. Probably cover my last name. That was cool. ID. So not fair. He left out you. Not cool, dude. Well, the reason I can't go number one is because I can't leave my students right now, because it's so close to the end of the year. Like, I can't go on vacation. It's like too important right now. And we don't have anybody to babysit the kitties, so I have to stay home with the kitties. Otherwise, they would be like all alone for a week, and that would be so sad. They're like so social. You know, they would be literally depressed. So, and we don't have anybody who could come see them who is reliable. So I'm here with the kittens. Oh, so inside my book, I have a senior year flashback, 1999. So yeah, this was my school ID. You love the braces, you love the hair, like, that's why my teeth's so straight. And then this was my couple of my closest friends at the time. You know, I'm in the middle. I thought, I don't know, I liked dressing quote unquote like a boy. I always liked my sweater vests, and I liked my cargo pants, and like my Doc Martens, and I don't know, just how I like to dress. I thought I was like looking really styling. And when I cut my hair off, everybody thought, who didn't know me, thought I was a teacher. They were like, oh my God, are you a sub? And I was like, I'm 17. Hawaii though, turn the TV on, sink full of food, they are golden. Or they are golden, yes. um, Wally'd be like, hello, mom, dad. She's like, where are you guys? Let's see if I can find some. Oh, here we go. This is like the summer. This was like, I don't know, like August or something. Yeah, this was the summer of 98. So this is going into 99. But this is before I had chopped my hair off. That's when I used to play tennis. So, I mean, my hair isn't as long as it is now, but yeah, I had just literally just like, whoop, just like chop that all off. I was like, my hair feels heavy, like just chop it off. And I used to do that every now and then. Every time my hair would get, chop it all off, and then like donate it to Locks of Love or something. So anyway, Locks of Love got a lot of locks from me. And then immediately following, not too long after, the hair got chopped off. By the way, it takes a lot of hair clips and a lot of gel to get that to not turn into a poodle hair. But yeah, it gets really wavy, curly, you know. Let's see if I find anything else in here, and then I want to talk some tarot with you guys, like, of course, because that's what my channel is. Just a bunch of goofy friends, my goofy friends. Oh, that's a cool picture. This was like kind of winding down my senior year, but that was some of my good friends. So that's me, my Letterman's jacket, my friend and hers, and just one of our buddies. And this guy, that was a story. I don't know if I don't know. That's a story for another time. He had a thing for my mom, and my mom had a thing for him. So we'll just, that's another story time, and it's creepy. And anyway, and he was like a super senior, so he was like 21, going to high school with us because he had failed so many times. So yeah, he was the only 21-year-old in our senior class, and like, oh my gosh. And I had told that story of like, there was a story I have that I told to like my dude and my dude's mom like over and over again. And they were like, that's so fantastical. Like, probably, you know, you may have embellished. Yes, Mrs. Robinson, faux show. And let's see. I saw him again probably about 6 years ago at the Safari Wild Animal Park. I was with my dude and my dude's mom. Maybe it was 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know. I lose track of time. And I saw him and I was like, oh my God, that's, you know, guy my mom used to have a thing for, and he used to have a thing for my mom. And you know, and he looked like he was with his wife or girlfriend, I don't know, and they had like a little kid in a stroller, and they came up to me, and I was like, hey, and he was like, hey Tara, how's your mom? Literally, that was the first question he asked. I'm like and all he asked was like how my mom was doing, where's my mom living, and I was like, so gross. So and so after he left, my dude's mom was like, your family. She goes, let me tell you, you need to distance yourself from your mother and your family. And I'm like I haven't already. I don't even associate with my mom anymore, but and I was like, she was like, oh my God, that was true. I thought you were telling like an embellished story. I was like, I was telling the truth. Oh, the dude is here. Okay, so you guys, the dude, like I said, is in Hawaii. So yes, it's the aloha from the dude. Yeah, that'll probably be a story for another time with you guys, because that is just such a creepy story with, yes, that guy and my mom. Total Mrs. Robinson. Anywho, I'm gonna have to have a sip of tea. So yep, Sherry Bug wishing the dude a hello, a hello. I just having some of my tea. Mm. And during these very exciting stories, dude says we're off to get fresh butter mochi cake. Why? I want butter mochi cake. Well, I'm pretty sure the dude's gonna bring home some butter mochi cake. um, Sherry Bug says aloha. It is not mint tea. I am actually having cranberry green tea. Pretty good. But yes, during this, hold on, where do I flip the camera? Here we go. During the live chat, here is the Lokester. Just having a nap. Wally Walito is napping on his little hammock in his room. So yeah, they're both taking cat naps. Okay, so, how many people we have in here? We have 6 people. I am feeling like pulling a few, oh yeah, look at the claws, right? Yeah, if the dude's still watching, there are some kitties that need their claws trimmed. Meaning Loki and Wally. Okay. I have a few decks here. And since there are, what, like 6 homies in here, I want to pull a few cards. So if you would like a general reading, you tell me yes, and then you tell me which deck you could choose. Hold on, choose from before you say pick me. The Wally's World Oracle. Or the Considerate Cat Tarot. Or the Dark Mansion Tarot. Or what we have behind door number 4, the OG Star Child Tarot. So, if you would like a general reading, tell me yes and tell me which deck you prefer. Or you could just say deck 3 if you don't remember what it was. So, Wally's World, Considerate Cat, the Dark Mansion Tarot, OG Star Child. Go. Star Child. All right. Okay, so Sunflower is getting the Star Child. Excelente. Okay, here we go. So what I do is, hold on, I just kind of sit and try to connect with that person, and while I'm connecting, if I see anything in my mind's eye, I literally see something like, you know, birds doing something weird outside the window. If I feel anything, if I hear a certain song playing in my head, because there's always music playing in my head, you know, I'll let you know, and then I try to connect it to the card. And so I'm going to try to connect to Miss Sunflower. Okay, so there is music playing in my head. Like, isn't there always? So I got, I don't know the name of the song, but it's a song that I have in my music library, and it's a song that I got when I lived in the dorms in college. And I lived in what was called the International House, so I had all these international friends, and so I always asked what their favorite songs were from their country, so that I could have like an international playlist. And basically that's when Napster was still around, and so I was like downloading from Napster. And so I have a song that is it's in Persian, but I don't know like the name of the song. All I remember is the sound of it. It's like a very like dancing, and I can hear the guy, excuse me, singing in my head, but it's very like well, Irani Persian music, and it's like dancey, bouncy, but that's what's playing in my head, Miss Sunflower, while I'm connecting to your card. So yes. Okay, that is going to be one that flips over. So we have the 3 of Crystals, which in Rider-Waite-Smith would be the 3 of Pentacles. And what I like about the Star Child is that it looks almost a lot different than what OG Rider-Waite-Smith looks like. So Okay, so what's coming to mind is usually when my friends, my Persian friends, they'd always like do this like kind of like dancing in a line, and so like some of the Iraqi people that I know, it was kind of like they would link arm in arm, and they would like do a little like we would get down and we'd just like dance, and sometimes spin the kind of like scarf or towel. There'd be the one person in the front just kind of like spinning it, and we'd just be like but we'd link arm in arm. And the Three of Crystals, or the Three of Pentacles, as you know, is all about kind of like some um, a little bit of teamwork, but usually the leader. And I just kind of see this as like harmoniously working with people. So not where you gotta you do this and you do this, but I just see this harmony. I'm hearing it with the music, and I'm kind of seeing it here where you're kind of like calling in, and your spirit guides are like calling in people, but it's just feeling harmonious. So maybe whatever you're working on right now, it just feels like there's a lot of harmony either coming in or harmony right now as it pertains to just workflow. So I just see, whatever you got going on with Sunflower, I just, all I hear is the word harmony over and over again when it comes to working on something. So whether you're working on your body, you're working on your health, you're working on something for your job, and Loki just popped his head up and he's got one eye open because he's half asleep. I get a lot of this harmony. So yeah, you're very welcome. Um, See, now I want to listen to that song. I want to dance. Just I can hear the song. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Well, that's probably a part of it too. Harmony and fun, that just kind of go with the rhythm, go with the dance moves. So, yeah, okay. Let me go look through who was next. Creative Connection wanted the fourth deck. Oh, that's the Star Child. Okay. um, okay, so Creative Connection. Okay, so Creative Connection, the first thing I saw, I didn't really hear anything. Well, I did. I heard a box on box on box on box on box, and all I see is these like packing boxes all like stacking up. So, like packing boxes, and they're just piling up box on box on box on box. That's kind of what I hear, Creative Connection. A lot of boxes. Okay. Okay, and yeah, this will be it. Ah, so here we have Serenity. We have the balance. So, not quite like the harmony in the last card, but okay, so I see it now. Okay, so, Serenity, obviously have this person just balancing themselves, going within, and with the boxes, I see them stacking, 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 but just making sure that everything is balanced. So not stacking it so high that like the tower, it's going to fall over, but just keeping things in balance. So I don't know if you're actually moving right now, or this is just a metaphor for balancing the stuff. We all have our boxes of stuff. We have our work stuff. We have our home stuff. We have our personal stuff. So just how are you stacking those boxes? What's creating the base? What stuff is creating your base right now, and what are you putting up at the top? Are you putting stuff that should be creating your foundation up at the top, and it's creating sort of an imbalance? But yeah, so Creative Connection, I'm just getting just maybe reevaluating what is creating the foundation of your world right now, and what are you placing up at the top. Because if you're putting stuff that should be down at the bottom up at the top, things are going to go a little topsy-turvy. So just just making sure, are you spending equal amounts of time here, there? Are you sacrificing time somewhere? And is that the sacrifice that you want to take when it comes to, how much time you're spending on certain things? Is it taking a toll on anything else? So I just kind of really feel this balance with you. So hopefully that connects. Okay. And then we have Sherry Bug, who would like to be surprised. Okay, well, I'm gonna do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, you're very welcome, Creative Connection. Sherry Bug, we're doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm serious. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, well, that was just the Star Child again. Okay. Okay, so it's just gonna be a Star Child day. Okay, so Sherry Bug. Okay, Sherry Bug, I do know some Leanne Rimes songs, but there's a song that I'm not quite familiar with, and I know that if I heard it again, I could actually sing the chorus for you. But it's something about, and I think the title of the song is "Waiting for Tonight" or "Don't Stop the Night" or something like that. Don't stop. Um, okay, whatever. It's a Leanne Rimes song. And I think it's one of her more like poppy sounding ones, but something about the night or this night or don't stop the night or don't stop something. I don't know. Leanne Rimes is playing in my head, just FYI. Okay, so we'll see how that connects to your card. Like I can hear for us. I don't even know the words to that song, but I can, that's the only like part of the song I think I can remember is something about don't stop the night, something in the night. Okay, that is too many cards for Miss Sherry Bug. We're gonna have to narrow that down, Star Child. Sometimes you gotta talk to your decks. Okay, that is Sherry Bug's. Oh, interesting. You got the exact same card, and did you not see me shuffling for quite a while as the last person, but different. Obviously the last person I was talking to, theirs was all about balance. Now we got Leanne Rimes with this one. Okay, with the moon and the going in and the hearing of the Leanne Rimes, it's something about don't stop the night or don't stop moving or don't something about this night or something night. I keep hearing night. At first I was thinking like, do you want Sherry Bug to do something at night? Are you just, is this a metaphor for going deep? And this is about well, your passionate female self. We'll put it that way. Wink, wink. I do not have an eye condition. I am just actually winking. This is, yes, about the passionate side of you. I'm just really feeling like to kind of like express that a little bit more and to kind of like let that go a little bit more. If you've been feeling Can't Fight the Moonlight. Thank you, Sherry Bug. Can't Fight the Moonlight is the song that I'm hearing, and appropriate that we got the moon back there, or a moon. Yeah, and so I'm feeling like your feminine wiles, you're needing to express yourself, and it's okay, and it's actually a good outlet for you right now is to kind of let some of that be expressed. out in the open. It doesn't mean that you need to go like streaking down the street or anything like that, unless that's your bag. Then by all means, have a fun streak fest. But you know, if you just want to like, you know, let loose how you walk or how you talk, or you know, the things that you want to go buy, you know, it just let it be driven by your sexuality right now. You know, just let the apex female of you just like take over right now, because I'm just kind of feeling that that needs to come out, and also, like the last card, create a little bit more balance. Woohoo! Good advice. So yes, the apex female that needs to come out and have a streak party. Okay, but yeah, if you get caught streaking, like I had nothing behind that. That wasn't me. I was just giving some advice that maybe that would be fun. So yeah. Okay, all right, that was fun. Okay, there was one more thing I wanted to do before I popped off today, and I'm gonna have a little bit of tea, and I'm gonna cool down because hold on. Ah, there we go. Apex female, I like that. Yes. I get hot. This is a nice fan. Yeah, whenever I do readings for you guys, like I get so hot and like I sweat and I just gotta calm down. Okay. And there was one other thing. I'm gonna do one more thing, and then I don't know. I'll say arrivederci, and you guys have a fantastic weekend. Cranberry tea or cranberry green tea is delicious. Also from my friend Steph in Belgium. Okay, there we go. Okay, so not only has the full moon been like for me kind of reminiscing on like how far I've come, I still would like to focus on, you know, all that, you know, as we talked about prom and all that stuff. But also spirit energy has I think kind of like ramped up. I mean, I'm always kind of connecting with spirit energy or just energy in general, like sometimes things that I don't think ever were a human being or an animal, or you know, had never taken form here on earth. You know, I'm just always kind of connecting with all kinds of interesting energies. I got friends in energetic places. But yeah, I do want to maybe just a little bit connect with spirit energy before I go here with you guys. And a quick story from the dude to me. So this didn't actually happen to me. This happened to the dude. He was talking about he did a tint job over in this house for like stage, and there's nobody in the house. It's vacant right now, so I think the real estate person just wants to get it sold. They wanted to get the windows tinted and everything like that. And so he said that he was tinting in there, and he just kept getting the creeps really bad. Okay, I want to preface this by saying the dude is very like both feet on the ground, very like stable, level-headed, like just totally like, you know, earth, right? And I'm like always in the sky like woo. And like he has to make sure I just don't float away. Wow, a ginormous raven just flew past the window. That was a big bird. And he said that he was just getting like the creeps, like the place was haunted. And the dude usually just feel really like that's just me, you know. But he was actually feeling some stuff. He's like, if I'm feeling stuff, you know that the whatever the paintings are spinning on the wall. But yeah, he's like, I was just feeling kind of creeped out. He says, and I swear, he's like, I could hear this woman's voice kind of throughout the house. I kept hearing this woman talking, and he says, and it was like so to the point, there was so much that he even called out a couple of times. He was like, hello, hello. He was like, anybody here? Like, hello. Like, he was like, he actually thought that there might have been somebody in the house. because of how much he could hear this woman talking in the house. And he's like, I seriously believe it's getting sold because like some old woman died in there or something like that. And he's like, it's not an old house. He goes, it's like a, you know, house from like the 2000s or something like that. He's like, it's really not old. And I'm like, houses don't have to be old for them to have spirit energy. But he was like, he kept hearing this woman. He says, and then he would go into a room, he would leave the room, and when he would come back, the door would be mostly closed. And they're not like you actually have to physically like pull it shut. It's not like it's swingy or anything like that. Like he's like, okie dokie. So like rooms that he would just be in, like he could hear like some of the doors just like gently closing, like, and he's like, so it's like he couldn't hit fast enough to get out of this place. But yeah, I was like, well, that's interesting, you know. I think there's only been a couple of times the dude says that he's been pretty creeped out in a house. There's that one. And then there was another time he said that there was a person actually there. The guy wanted to get his windows tinted, and so the dude was just there to kind of give him an estimate, and so he was just like waiting on the couch or whatever, and he says, and the guy went back into the room to go get something, like his, you know, and so my dude was just waiting, and he says he kind of was like, you know, kind of looking around, you know, just kind of sitting there, kind of looking, and was noticing that there was like food that was obviously spoiled that was like left out. There's like piles and piles of dishes and stuff that's been like half eaten. He says, and the more he looked, he was like, the more it looked like abandoned in this house. It was like somebody had just been just not cleaning anything, and he was like there was just like food out and just all kinds of grossness. And he was like, and then all of a sudden he says, I got this over like, he says something just came over me that was like, get out now. And he just was like, whoop, gotta go. Like grabbed his bag and like ran out of the house. He was like, I didn't leave my card. I didn't, he goes, and I didn't hear from the guy. Like, it's not like he never called and was like, hey bro, like, where did you go? I went back into my room to get something. He was like, just something inside of me was like, get out of the house now. And he was like, I've never felt that before. And it was so creepy. And he was like, and I'm glad I haven't heard from him. And this is, you know, a few years ago now, but he's like, he never heard from him. Just like, he just like up and left. So the dude's had a couple of things, but yeah. Okay. So I said, I want to do a little bit of, spirit connection. So for that, I'm going to maybe kind of pull from two cards. I'm gonna pull from my John Waterhouse Oracle and my Santa Muerte tarot, because, well, this one especially is like my go-to for working with spirit. So I don't know, I thought just before I go, you know, maybe see if I can connect with anybody for you guys. So maybe I get to connect with you guys while you're on here, or maybe it's for people that watch the playback. Maybe they'll you know, connect with somebody that I, you know, had spoken about. So yeah, not really gonna, I'm just gonna put the intention down that I want it to be one of your guys's like family, friends, relatives, could be an animal, because I do connect with animals a lot as well. And if you wanted something, you know, more in depth, like where you actually, you know, want to connect with somebody one-on-one, although I can't make people come from the other side, I do mediumship readings, so that's on my website, www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Just had to put a little plug out there. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a little spirit connection. Okay, that's good tea. Okay, I'm gonna do a little Palo Santo. Cool, spirit connection is fun. It is. I do want to make another one of my psychic ability series, you know, where I help people develop their intuitive abilities. And I want to work on mediumship a little bit with you guys. So that'll be a video for next week. But I want to kind of just cleanse the area a little bit. So I'm just going to use my Palo Santo, which I have right here. And I have my candle going, my pink candle. And just get it burning, you know, nice. Nice and burny. There we go. There we go. Nice, nice and cleansy. Cleanse myself and cleanse my altar. Okay. All right. Looks good. Feels good. Smells good. Okay. Okay, so just asking that anybody who's watching this right now or who will watch this, I would like directly to connect to relatives that would like to speak, or animals. I ask that it be people that they would actually know. So if you're their spirit guide, that's okay too. But I want people that they would actually know. So, okay. Um, so I do feel like the room got kind of crowded. Sherry Bug said that iridescent tablecloth is amazing. Yes. And it was like $6 on Amazon. It was supposed to be for like a tablecloth for like weddings. And I was like, this is nice. I'll take it for $6. Okay. I'm just going to connect to see who steps forward. Okay. I have a male energy that stepped forward. And I heard, hi, my name is John. Like he's a straight shooter, straight talker, just like, hi, my name is John. um, okay, so John, I'm going to stick with John. All right, John, um, show me in the cards what you used to do for a living. This is just to help out whoever may be watching and is maybe connected to you so that I could deliver whatever message you need for them, for their highest good. So let's just do a little connection with you, John. Um, what did you used to do for a living? Okay, hold on. Whoa. Do you like that this card came up and it's a male? And that's the energy that I'm getting from this guy. That very like staunch, like, hi, my name is John, you know. Um wow, that's really interesting. Okay, so what did you used to do for a living? I keep seeing like a factory. So like working in a factory. Um kind of like the boss or the head or maybe a manager or something in this factory. I'm getting more of an older feel. So this isn't like a recent factory. This is an older type factory. Um, I keep hearing textiles. So he says like he worked in like a textile factory. So I don't know if that's any of you guys or maybe somebody that's actually going to watch the playback. Um, Okay, so I'm gonna leave his card up so that way this will be like me connecting with his energy. Well, not the dude in the card, but like this is gonna be a representation of John. Um, John, I was gonna use like my Santa Muerte deck to pull a few more cards, but I don't think John wants to connect with that. I feel like John is very Christian, so he is not like Santa Muerte is not his bag. So, okay, I understand. Um, okay. John, can you tell me about your family? Benita Bale, can I ask a quick question of love? So right now, Benita, I'm just doing a spirit connection reading. So I'm actually connecting with a dude right now named John, and just trying to see if I can get information about him to kind of help you guys out, or like see if any of you guys like know who he is. Like maybe Benita, maybe you know who John is. So far all we know about John is when I was pulling from my John Waterhouse Oracle, this guy's picture came up. Not that John is this guy, but like just to show what kind of energy he has. And I'm getting that he worked in a factory, kind of textiles. I'm getting a feeling that this was a long time ago, maybe. So I don't know if this is somebody's grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, uncle, maybe, great-uncle. Okay, so tell me about your family, John. Tell me about your family. Okay, so that's what I was seeing. Okay, so because I kept seeing him put this emphasis on his very young wife, um, and um, and um, and his daughters. So I thought it was interesting that you have the nymphs, and I think that's supposed to be like a representation of his very young daughters. So like 3 daughters. Okay, so he cared for his 3 daughters, and his young wife is what I'm getting as well. Okay. John, can you tell me about, I don't know, I don't want to be rude and ask about his passing, because some people don't like to talk about that, and some people don't even remember. Can you tell me about the person who is watching this or will watch this, your connection to them? Can you tell me about your connection to them? Okay, so you're John. You worked in a factory. It was a textile factory. You had 3 daughters. Tell me about your connection with the person who is watching or will watch this. Okay, so he is, of course, connecting to a female who is watching or will watch. And with this light pouring in, I'm kind of seeing that that's actually his energy. And so he's saying that there is a person who is watching or will watch, who has been maybe opening up to the possibility that they might actually be able to feel certain things. Hey, Dominique Johnson, hello. And so kind of like opening up to that, like maybe they can feel certain things. Maybe they're like, is there like a spirit guide here? And so I think their intuition is opening up. And John is just kind of like letting them know like, hey, I'm here. I've been watching over you. I'm helping you out. So if you've been feeling like a male presence, and I don't know like how comfortable you are with spirit energy, like if you're open to that, or maybe you're starting to open to that, I think he is helping you be okay with that. So although John comes across to me as like a very Christian guy, he's kind of using his like all the symbols he gives me is of like a Christian faith, you know, angels and all that stuff. And so he's trying to like let you know that you're not going crazy. It's not all in your head. You know, that male presence, every time you feel like somebody else is in the room, but it's not a creepy feeling like somebody else is in the room, or maybe you smell like a man's cologne. He's like, that's me. And he's like, I'm just like letting you know I'm watching over you, I'm protecting you, but I'm also helping you open up a little bit more is kind of what I'm getting. So that's the connection to the person who either is watching or will be watching. So John, do you mind me asking about your passing? Just you know I don't want to be rude. I better go as it's dinner time. Good night. All right, Sunflower. So you have a lovely evening, and yeah, have a hopefully dinner's yummy. Tonight I'm probably gonna have a burrito. um, all right, John. Tell me about your passing. Did you leave your family behind, which is kind of what I'm getting? Do you feel like you just want to get something off your chest? Tell me about your passing. Okay, so I get this card here. Okay, so I do feel like he left his young wife and his 3 daughters behind. I don't feel that they were as old as, you know, you see them in this picture. I think that was just like a representation. I do feel that they were elementary school age, so possibly like 12 and younger, 10 and younger maybe. But I feel like the oldest was either 10 or 12, somewhere in there. The clothes I keep seeing on the young girls is like big bow in the hair, kind of like the boots with the buttons on the side. So I'm seeing that John maybe had a little bit of money in the industry that he worked in. Um, and the wife, very short in stature, very petite, um, like a blue-green floral dress. I don't think that really helps you guys, but I'm just saying what I see. But yeah, so I'm not, I think that this happened at work. So was there some sort of accident, John? You know, maybe like if you guys know your family history and like you know your great uncle, great grandfather, maybe how they passed, maybe you can kind of piece this together and figure out if this is your person. Um, did you have like a heart attack? Did you have an accident? The card came out up. That's interesting. This card was upside down and it was not, I don't have it upside down. Yeah. Yeah, it was just health related stuff. So I just get that it was kind of like he just felt kind of drowsy, like didn't feel that good that day, and then just kind of passed out. Like he doesn't really know. Like he's like, I don't know if I had a heart attack. I'm not really sure. I just know that I felt really tired, lethargic, and I'm out. So I'm like, okay. All right, so do you have a message for the person who's watching? Do you have a name for the person who's watching or will watch this that maybe, okay, so name, or I think Amelia was his wife's name. Vanity Sareen, hello, hello. Just doing just the tail end of my live chat, just doing a little spirit connection. I've connected with somebody named John, and I'm just trying to figure out who he is so that like maybe you guys could figure this dude out. So here is what we know so far. His name is John. He had 3 daughters. He had a young wife. He left them behind. He got sick at work or just felt drowsy at work and kind of died at work, and he doesn't really know like what he died of. But he is letting the person know who is watching right now or will watch this broadcast, that if you've been smelling a man's cologne or feeling like there's a male presence, not to be alarmed and don't be creeped out like he's just kind of hanging out with you because you guys are family. I'm thinking Amelia or Amy is his wife's name. I don't think that's your guys' name, but it may be your name. I don't know. Okay, so Vanity, I did my card pulls earlier for questions, so I'm just trying to help you guys with some spirit connection right now, and then I'm gonna do a little healing, and then I'm gonna be off. But I do have readings up in my shop at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you're interested, I have like a lot of different types of readings. I have like conchomancy readings, I have mediumship readings, pet readings, like just like general, like whatever question you have type readings, like 30 minutes, 90 minutes, like stuff like that. So I don't know if you want to go check that out. Okay, so Name. Who is this person? You said it's a female that's watching or will watch. Okay. He says it's on my brother's side. Okay, so this might be an uncle, a great uncle, great uncle. So you are the great niece of this person or great niece. Okay. So the person who is watching or will be watching, he has two ladies playing violins. Either you play the violin, you play music, or I'm getting that your name sounds like a musical instrument or a song, like it's a musical name. So something within music, either you play music, maybe you're a singer, like your voice is your instrument, or you have a musical name. That's the person he's trying to connect to. And do you have any other message for this person, like Violetta, maybe? Then, other than the person's not crazy, you're actually there. They are actually sensing your presence. Do you have any message, John? Okay. At first, I thought she was like walking a dog, but actually, there's like a deer behind her. Um, but I am getting, when you take the dog out for a walk today, um, I'm basically gonna send a sign that this was all connected. You know, that you weren't, if you're like, is that girl talking about my family? Or he's like, I'll send a sign when you go out and walk the dog today. So there you go. All right. I was kind of hoping I could do like some like quick stuff where I could like connect with a few different people, but John seemed to have a very dominant energy. So unfortunately, I could only really talk to John. But I'm hoping that Mr. John was able to get a hold of whoever he needed to get a hold of through here. So yay. Cool. Yes. All right. So I'm just going to leave you guys with a healing. I hope you guys had fun here today. I just our chats are always so random. Like we just kind of catch up, you know. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We talked about prom. We talked about some crazy stories. We did some spirit connection. We did a little ready. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna do a little healing. If you would like to receive the healing, or you want somebody else, whether it be an animal or a family member, friend, yourself, a certain part of the world, you just have to say it out loud or say it in your brain or put it in the comments. It's just putting the energy out there that you're open to it. You don't have to do anything special. You can go about your day. If you're in the middle of kung fu fighting, you go about your kung fu fighting. If you're in the middle of eating, go finish your meal. Just know that you are open to it and that you will receive it. So here we go. right. That's it, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I thank you so much for joining me. If you stayed the whole time, like, woo! And anybody who watches this in the future, please tell me, like, if you know who John is. Just kind of want to see like what that connection was. Yeah, so anyway, I will talk to you guys next week. I'm all done with track stuff, by the way, so I'm not doing any more track stuff on the weekend. But yeah, I'm super excited for all the things that are coming. I can't wait to finally start printing my Wally's World deck. But I have pre-orders now, on my website. So, of course I have to fulfill everybody that supported me on Kickstarter. But then after that, I can fulfill the pre-orders on my website because I'm going to be ordering 500 decks. So, yeah, if you would like to pre-order, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. You'll see in the toolbar it says Wally's World Oracle. Just click on that, or you can just head to my shop. It's in there too. Anywho, yes. So you guys have a great weekend. Sherry Bug, you have a great weekend as well. You all have a beautiful weekend, full of love and healing and laughter. And yeah, I'll catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.